Hey students, Miss C here. In this video, I'm going to share with you a quick overview of the Google Suite and some of the things that you can do with it. I am a Google lover, so I use Google a lot. First of all, you need to access your drive. I'm going to go over here and make sure that I'm in my Houston ISD account. Remember that your Houston ISD account is a Google account as well as a Microsoft account. It has both functionalities. When you go up here to your little boxes, you're going to scroll down to Drive to access your drive, and then you'll go over here to access the different programs. The ones that you are going to use mostly will probably be Google Docs and Google Slides. You may also use Google Drawings from time to time, as well as Google Sheets, depending on what your teacher is asking you to do. In order to stay organized, the first thing I would do is go in and make yourself a folder that says Virtual Learning 2020 and have folders for each one of your classes. That way you know where your stuff is automatically. If I want to make a new Google Doc, I would go in there, say new, I would title it whatever I want to title it. Up here are all your tools that you have. Let me show you a couple of those tools. If you want to change your fonts, it's all up here. Inserting a link is really cool. Let's say that I want to add this link in to my Google Doc. I would put it here, and then you can add a text, and I'm going to put JSTOR article because that's what that link is. And when you insert it, you'll see that it is now hyperlinked. So anyone that clicks on that would be able to get to that website. You can also insert images. You can do this from your computer or search from the web. You can insert from any of these options as well. You can insert a table by telling it how big you want the table to be. You can insert a drawing, make a new drawing. You can do shapes and arrows and text boxes as well as pictures, which is cool. And that will insert in there. You can insert a chart. This can come from any one of these, as well as you can insert it from Google Sheets. Here's how you would change your header and your footers. If I have a report or some kind of paper that my teacher wants me to put my name in the header, I would put that up here, and now that will be on every one of my pages in this document set. You can see how it added there. You could also put a footer, and what that means is that my name would be down here, or a page number if you're asked to number your pages. The format options are important as well. Sometimes you need to change your spacing. It automatically spaces to 1.15, but sometimes you may want single or double. And sometimes you might not want space after a paragraph, so these two things are important. You also have bulleting and numbering. In here, if you want to change your margins, you would just simply drag that over, and you can see that my margins changed and I was able to fit more on a page. Your teachers will usually tell you what they want the margins to be, and if they don't, it's probably just going to be standard margin how it is set up in here. These little arrows are for your indent. So when I press tab, that will tell me how far my indent is going to go. You also have the option of voice typing. When you're ready to talk, you click on this, and when you need a end of the sentence, you say period or new line. So you can talk like this and it will type what you're talking about, period. And when you're ready for it to stop, you can go over here and click on the microphone and it will stop. If you have further questions in here that I didn't go over in this video, you can press help and search for those questions in the help menu. Let's say I can't find how to do my margins. I would just click on margins and it gives me a little bit of information about where to go. Page setup. This is how I can change them in here if I don't want to use the ruler. I can also change portrait, landscape, all of that stuff. So this help tool is really important. Don't forget, when you share this, you have some sharing options that are really important as well. You will notice that this link is only good for people with Houston ISD accounts, which for the most part, this is okay because you will probably only be sending things to teachers and students. So if you need to just copy this link, you would press copy and you would have it copied. Now, if I want my person to have more options and more rights, let's say that I'm working with a student on another project, I would press editor. That way they have editing rights in order to be able to change this document. Also, one helpful tool if you're working on this together, let's say that I get in here and I'm looking at my teammates' work and I have a question about this section. I can type my question over here. Why did you word it this way? And then press comment. They can come in here and comment back to me so that we can have a conversation about this document without having to be in the same room. It's really, really helpful, especially for digital learning. One last thing I want to share with you is organizational skills. That's going to be really important with digital learning. How many times have you gotten into your Google Drive and not been able to find something? It's happened to me a lot. I would suggest using some kind of naming convention when you are naming your assignments. If this is for history, I might put world history and then underscore and the name of the assignment. Unit 1 vocab. That way I remember that that's what this is, a folder that says world history, and that's where I would put this document. In order to get the document in here, I can move it from my drive in here, or I could have created it in this folder. And then I have it right there, and it will be really easy for me to find it. I think staying organized is going to help you eliminate a lot of frustration this year. It's one of the things that I struggle with, but I'm really going to try hard this year to keep it all organized so that it's easy to find. Let's check out Google Slides. This is a project for world history, so I'm going to put it in that folder when I open it up. Google Slides is very similar in things that you can do as in Google Docs. One thing that's cool is that you can change the format on your page setting. If you want it to look more like a book, you could do 8.5 by 11. And then it's going to change that presentation style. You can also change the background. So if you want this to be the background of your slide, you can click a photo and insert it into your background. And then it becomes your background. You can't move this. It just stays put. So that's kind of a cool thing if you are doing a presentation where you need something to be in there and you don't want it to be clickable. You can also insert photos from the web, which I really like. Say I like that one and I want this one. You'll notice that that one's over top the other one. One thing that I use a lot is this arrange tool, and you can arrange the order. So you can send it to the back if you want that one to be behind there. You could also center it on the page horizontally, and you can also rotate it. And one last thing that I'm going to show you in Google Slides that's really cool. Let's say that I want to make a table of contents. If you're making this into a notebook of some sort, I want to be able to click on something and get to this slide immediately. If you have, 30 or 40 slides in this presentation, then that would be important. Go up here to Insert Link, and you can link to slides in this presentation. And one thing you'll notice is you have an option for slides in this presentation. If you have a title on your slide, as I do here, then it will show up right here and you'll know that that is the slide that you want to link it to. If I want to link this to Unit 1, then I would click that and then I would press Apply. I can change the color of this font here. I can also edit this to say whatever I want it to say. So if I just wanted to say World History Unit 1, then I can apply that and change the color so I can see it. And now when I click on that, it will take me to that slide automatically. That's an easy way to keep yourself organized within a Google Slides presentation. When I go back here, it is in my World History folder. I didn't title it, but I should title this World History, maybe like Unit 1 Notes. And then it's very simple for me to find it. Sheets works very similarly, so I'm not going to go over a ton with that, but you have your insert for your rows. That's important. Insert drawings. You can also put links in here as well. You have your format, and you can align different things within your cells. One thing that is super important, if you are typing something in here, this is for math class, you'll notice that it goes past that cell. If I want it to format and I want it to stay in that cell, I would simply click on this tool right here and wrap the text so that it stays in that cell. I also have a video about how to make yourself a digital notebook if you want to check that one out. And as always, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure and do so and click that notification button so that you don't miss a thing. Thank you so much for listening. Happy virtual learning.